For another day or so, and then rain making a comeback for Mother's Day weekend. That timeline coming. Temperatures sitting at 58 in Cincinnati, and northwest wind coming in closer to about 15 miles per hour. So overall, just not the kind of spring day that I think a lot of us would prefer to see for early May. We've got that cloud cover that's been sticking around for a lot of today. Due to this cloud cover, our temperatures have only either been in the low 60s or upper 50s. We've tried to see some sunshine occasionally. They've tried to part a little bit, but not much luck there. Where there was a little bit of sunshine, that's where temperatures have made it up to about 60 in Independence, 60 in Dry Ridge as well. Meanwhile, closer to 58 in Cincinnati, 55 in Oxford still. For the rest of the week, we'll get another dry day tomorrow, and eventually we start to warm up by Saturday. But that's also going to come with the chance of seeing some rain. We'll start to see some rain back in the forecast as early as late Friday night, and then another chance to see some rainfall here by the time we get to Sunday. So I'll have that timeline for when you can expect to see some rain for Mother's Day weekend coming up. Ashley, hours, but we are going to see some rain moving in here Friday night. That's going to stick around early Saturday morning. After that, another chance of seeing some rain on Mother's Day. I've got the timeline for it all, plus the up and down temperatures that we see in between coming up. You're watching Cincinnati's WLWT News 5, and we'll be right back.
And we're getting a break tonight.
Yes, we are, and that's going to stick around for the rest of tonight, throughout the day tomorrow as well, and even most of Friday at this point looks dry outside. So we do have some nicer weather headed our way for the next 24 plus hours. Upper 50s all across Cincinnati so far. We have 58 degrees in town, 58 in Hamilton as well. Blue ash sitting around 58. North wind coming in though, that's keeping things on the cool side. 61 in Anderson. We're sitting right around 59 degrees in Colerain so far. For the rest of tonight, temperatures are going to stay in the upper 50s, or if you're sitting in the low 60s for about another hour or so, and then eventually falling down to the mid 50s by 8 o'clock, and then 40s and 30s possible by the time you wake up in the morning tomorrow. So a cold start to the day tomorrow. How cold we get tonight depends on how much clearing we see in our sky. We haven't seen much of it today so far. A little bit earlier this afternoon, allowing for some spots in Kentucky to briefly warm up into the low 60s, but as we head into the overnight tonight, we should start to see a little bit more clearing kind of working its way in to the Cincinnati area. Now we'll see that sunshine throughout the day tomorrow. Even Friday looks like overall a win of a day weather-wise, but there is going to be some rainfall that moves in here late Friday night. Likely nothing that's going to have an impact on plans because of the arrival timing. It is going to be so late overnight Friday. 6 around really early Saturday morning, clears out of here likely before the sun even comes up though. But then by Sunday for Mother's Day, we do have rain back on the way. That's going to be an impact day for us because the timing of it looks like it's going to have an impact on a good portion of the afternoon and the evening as well. So for the rest of today, still looks like it's going to be a pretty cloudy one out there. We'll see some clearing overnight. Again, if we end up seeing enough clearing fast enough, temperatures easily sliding into the upper 30s outside. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, can't rule out the chance for some patchy frost here or there. Looks like it's going to be a cold start to the day Thursday. We'll see some sunshine throughout the entire day though, so that's going to look really nice. Temperatures respond a little bit. We'll make it into the low 60s tomorrow afternoon. Still going to be about 10 degrees cooler than average though for this time of year. We'll start to warm up a bit closer to our normal high temperatures as we head into the weekend. That late night rain threat on Friday likely closer to 11 or midnight Friday night. Sticks around really early Saturday morning. Clears out of here likely before the sun comes up. So Saturday's not an impact day either. Looks like the best day of the weekend, in fact. So if you want to go out, celebrate mom outside, Saturday's going to be the day to get that done. Temperatures in the low 70s. We'll have some sunshine around. Should be ideal. Sunday, temperatures managed to make it into the 70s on Sunday. Now, if you're doing breakfast on Sunday morning, looks like that's going to still be all right so far. But once we get into Sunday afternoon, all bets are off. We'll start to see the rain. Some rain that's going to move in here. A couple chances to see some rain as we head into the upcoming weekend. So 58 in Cincinnati right now, still a little bit chilly outside. If the kids want to get out and run around, still looks like a good afternoon for that, but it is going to be on the cool side. 60 in Loveland. If your softball fields or soccer fields have dried out, you're good to go for practice here this afternoon. 16 Independence, closer to 59 in Florence so far, and temperatures are still sitting in the upper 50s throughout southeastern Indiana. 57 so far in Brookville, Indiana. We'll stay in the upper 50s for a couple more hours. Tonight we actually start to dip down into the 30s, so a chilly night ahead of us for tonight. Then those rain chances start to go up as we get into the upcoming weekend. Coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to go over when you'll be able to celebrate mom in some sunshine and when you'll want to dodge some showers and even thunderstorm chances coming up in just a bit. We still get another dry day out there tomorrow. Most of Friday actually doesn't look too bad, but shower chances overnight Friday into early Saturday. Eventually transitions over to some rain by Mother's Day Sunday. I'll show you the timeline of it all coming up. You're watching Cincinnati's WLWT News 5, and we'll be right back. Good for that. Low 60s in Versailles so far, 60 degrees in Union, 62 in Walton. It will be cloudy outside, but we'll stay dry for the rest of the night. Temperatures staying in the 50s for a few more hours before we eventually start to see enough clearing in our sky and our temperatures start to take a nosedive for the 40s and then 30s by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So a chilly start to the day tomorrow. We are staying dry for about another 24 hours. A little bit more than that, considering we'll be dry for most of Friday, but rain does start to move back in here Friday night. Once we get into the weekend, even though we've got that Friday night rain arrival sticks around really early Saturday, I still think Saturday is the pick of the weekend. So if you want to spend time outside with mom, this is the day to do so, because we'll see some afternoon sunshine. We'll see temperatures close to 70 degrees on Saturday. And then Sunday is a weather impact day, because rain's going to be around starting in the afternoon, lasting throughout the evening. Possibly even some rumbles of thunder on Sunday as well. So something else to keep in mind for celebrating mom on Sunday. As far as what's going on right now is concerned, we're eventually going to see some high pressure moving in tomorrow. Helps clear our sky out. We'll stay dry for the rest of tonight, as I mentioned. There go those clouds. A sunny start to the day. Here's 6:30 in the morning. At this point, temperatures will be in the upper 30s for a lot of towns, so some patchy frost can't be ruled out completely for us here tonight. Throughout the day tomorrow, we'll see sunshine, high temperatures making it into the low 60s, similar to today, except the big difference is we're going to get the sun with it. So I think it actually looks and feels a little bit better outside, just with that one little change for tomorrow. Overnight, we'll stay dry throughout most of Friday, and then by Saturday morning, Friday night into Saturday morning, we'll have some rain moving in here. So if you're going out to the Reds game Friday night, I think overall it looks okay. What we'll have to watch is that potential for some rain moving into the area, at least for the fireworks time frame of Friday night's game. Saturday itself looks great if you're going out to the Reds game, going out to the zoo, strawberry picking, all those big things happening this weekend. And it looks like it's going to be really nice out there on Saturday for all of that. Sunday, it's an impact day, as I mentioned. Temperatures still making it into the 70s. That rain, though, starts to creep in here during the afternoon. We'll be able to kind of fine tune exactly when you'll see the rain on Sunday. But right now, if you're taking mom out to breakfast, it looks like that portion of the day is going to be dry. One thing, though, to keep in mind for next week is that once the rain moves out of here, we're sitting at 58. Finally, though, this evening, we are starting to see some clearing in our sky. That clearing continues overnight, allowing for these temperatures to slide from the 50s to the 40s and then 30s for some communities. So a chilly start tomorrow. As we get into the weekend, we are going to gradually warm up into Saturday. So that looks like a really good day this weekend. Unfortunately, that nice weather is short-lived, because rain is going to start to return as we get into as early as Friday night, but really and truly Sunday is the weather impact day moving forward this upcoming week. So that's going to bring the potential for some rain our way once we get into generally Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. So all things to keep in mind for Mother's Day weekend. There will be some time to get outside and celebrate mom in the sunshine, but then there are also going to be strategic times where you'll want to be at least inside for any plans you might have to celebrate Mother's Day weekend. So coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to help you plan that out, as well as going over our temperature swings in the next couple of days. Chris, Ashley? We've got some sunshine finally starting to peek through thanks to a clearing sky, and that clear sky tonight is going to allow for our temperatures to fall down into the 30s for a couple different neighborhoods. Some spots could even get down closer to the mid to low 30s, so there is a chance for some of our more rural communities to see some patchy frost. 38 for the overnight temperature in Cincinnati. Will drop down to about 41 in Mason, closer to 36 in Hamilton. Keep this in mind if you do have any of those hanging plants or any potted plants that you still want to keep going for a little while longer. This might be a good night to bring them in. For tomorrow, we're going to stay nice and dry. Actually looks like a pretty good day tomorrow. It is going to be a little bit cool outside. Temperatures only making it into the low 60s, but we'll have some sunshine. Rain's going to start to move through here Friday night. This is just the first chance of rain that we see for the weekend. Friday night, closer to about 10 or 11 o'clock, we'll start to see some rain moving in. So if you're going out to the Reds game, right now it looks like most of the game is going to be fine. But once we get closer to fireworks time frame, that's something that we're going to have to watch. That rainfall wraps up really early on Saturday morning, which allows for Saturday to be a nice day. We'll see sunshine on Saturday afternoon, high temperatures closer to 70 degrees. So yes, if you're trying to celebrate mom, the pick weather day of the weekend is Saturday. Once we get into Mother's Day itself, it's a weather impact day. That's going to come in with some rainfall, some possible thunderstorms too that begin to develop in the afternoon and throughout the evening. So weather impact day out there. We'll start to see some high pressure moving in. That's going to help keep things quiet and dry for us tomorrow. Rain to our south stays there though. You don't have to worry about any rain here locally for the next 24 hours. Dry overnight as the sky clears out. Temperatures fall down to the 30s. Then tomorrow throughout the day, we'll see some sunshine, making it into the low 60s for high temperatures, even though it's going to be sunny outside. This is still about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of year, so you still might need a jacket outside tomorrow. Then overnight into Friday, we're dry for most of the day on Friday until Friday night, with that rain chance starting to come into play. 67 for our high temperature on Friday, low 70s Saturday and Sunday. Saturday look rain and thunderstorms as we get into the evening, so keep that in mind. Again, if you're celebrating Mom on Sunday, just have some plans inside. Once we get into the afternoon and evening, we'll be able to kind of fine tune exactly when we're going to end up seeing most of our rain. For Friday itself, if you're heading out to the Reds game, about 65 for first pitch, looks really nice. And then once we get closer to the end of the game, fireworks time frame, we'll have to watch for some of that rain.